People often say Budapest is one of the cheapest cities in Europe. But is it really cheap in 2026? Or is that just an old travel myth that no longer matches reality? In this video, I'll break down exactly how much a 3-day trip to Budapest really costs in 2026. We'll look at flights, accommodation, food, transportation, attractions, and several additional expenses that many travelers forget to include when planning their budget. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear and realistic understanding of how much money you actually need and whether Budapest is still worth it for a short European city break. Let's start with flights. If you're flying from most European cities, round-trip flights to Budapest usually cost between 40 and 120 euros. The final price depends heavily on the season, how early you book, and the city you're flying from. Spring and autumn are generally the cheapest times to visit Budapest. During these seasons, demand is lower, temperatures are pleasant, and flight prices are often more reasonable. Summer months, Christmas, and major holidays tend to be more expensive. During these periods, flight prices can increase quickly, especially if you book last minute. Low-cost airlines like Ryanair and Wizz Air operate many routes to Budapest and often offer very competitive fares. These airlines frequently run promotions, making Budapest one of the easiest European capitals to reach on a budget. If you're flying from outside Europe, prices are obviously higher. However, compared to cities like Paris, Amsterdam, London, or Rome, Budapest remains one of the more affordable entry points into Europe. Now let's talk about accommodation. Budapest offers excellent value for money when it comes to places to stay. The city has a wide range of options, from simple apartments to comfortable hotels, suitable for different travel styles and budgets. A budget hotel or a well-rated Airbnb usually costs between 50 and 80 euros per night for 2 people. These options are common throughout the city and often provide good comfort for the price. Mid-range hotels typically range from 90 to 130 euros per night. Prices depend on location, season, and how early you book. For a 3-night stay, accommodation will usually cost between 180 and 300 euros in total. Location plays an important role in your overall budget. Staying close to the city center offers convenience and saves time, but slightly outer districts can be significantly cheaper. Thanks to Budapest's efficient public transportation system, staying a bit farther from the center usually doesn't cause any major inconvenience. Now let's talk about food. Food is one of the highlights of visiting Budapest, and it remains very affordable compared to many other European capitals. A meal at a local restaurant usually costs between 8 and 12 euros. Traditional Hungarian dishes are filling, flavorful, and offer excellent value for money. Street food options like langos, sausages, or kebabs are even cheaper and very popular with both locals and tourists. If you eat out 3 times a day, you'll spend around 25 to 35 euros per day on food. This includes breakfast, lunch, and dinner at reasonably priced places. Coffee typically costs around 2 to 3 euros, while a beer usually costs between 2 and 4 euros. One important thing to keep in mind is restaurant location. Avoid eating at places directly next to major tourist attractions, as prices are often higher and quality is lower. Local restaurants just a few streets away usually offer better food at more reasonable prices. For 3 days, food costs will usually add up to around 75 to 100 euros per person. Getting around Budapest is simple, reliable, and affordable. Public transportation is easy to use, even for first-time visitors. A 72-hour travel pass costs around 15 euros and covers buses, trams, and the metro. For most travelers, this pass is more than enough to move around the city efficiently. Many popular areas are also walkable, which helps keep transportation costs low. Now let's look at attractions and activities. Budapest offers plenty of experiences that don't require spending much money. Walking along the Danube, exploring the historic city center, and enjoying city views from bridges and hills are completely free. Thermal baths are one of Budapest's most famous attractions and a must for many visitors. Entry usually costs between 20 and 30 euros, depending on the bath, the day, and the time of your visit. Museums and landmarks typically cost between 5 and 10 euros per entry. If you plan carefully, you can enjoy several attractions without spending much. For a 3-day trip, you can expect to spend around 30 to 50 euros on attractions in total. Now let's add everything up. Flights usually cost between 40 and 120 euros. Accommodation costs between 180 and 300 euros. Food costs between 75 and 100 euros. Transportation costs around 15 euros. Attractions cost between 30 and 50 euros. That means a 3-day trip to Budapest in 2026 costs between 340 and 585 euros per person, depending on your travel style, timing, and personal choices. Budapest remains one of the best value destinations in Europe. It offers beautiful architecture, rich history, great food, and a relaxed atmosphere without the extremely high prices found in many other European capitals. If you're planning a short European city break in 2026 and want a destination that balances cost, experience, and accessibility, Budapest is definitely worth considering. Thanks for watching. If this breakdown helped you, consider subscribing for more realistic travel cost guides.